Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I think it's time to pull the plug on this franchise. Jurassic World Rebirth is nothing more than an example of a studio trying to squeeze as much money out of a stale franchise as possible. And it shows in the movie. There isn't a single new story idea in this film. It feels like the filmmakers just took all their favorite plot lines from previous movies and just mashed them all together into one story. What is the story? A mercenary named Zora Bennett is hired to lead a secret mission to a new island filled with dinosaurs. Why? A pharmaceutical company is working on a drug that will improve heart medicine, but to complete it they need blood from 3 living dinosaurs. The company needs Zora and her team to escort executive Martin Krebs and paleontologist Dr. Henry Loomis to the island, and keep them alive as they locate the dinosaurs whose blood they need. Just by coincidence though, a father, his 2 daughters, and his oldest daughter's boyfriend are traveling near the area by boat and get shipwrecked near the island, and need to be rescued as well. A brand new island full of dinosaurs with secret labs on it? Check. Pacifist sissy who doesn't want the dinosaurs to get hurt? Check. Family crashes on an island and needs to be rescued? Check. Genetically altered new dinosaur? Check. A corporate executive who turns out to be untrustworthy and the real villain of the movie? Every film in the franchise, it feels like. The franchise was already starting to feel over the hill when they started inventing dinosaurs. This time they took a T-Rex and mixed it with a xenomorph from the Alien movies. So now they're stealing creatures from other franchises. I don't know, maybe the studio figures the Alien people are too scared to sue Steven Spielberg, and they're probably right. But what's next? Dinosaurs in space? It's dinosaurs in space, isn't it? Or maybe dinosaurs in space who can also talk.
Alan.
The movie has a cute small dinosaur that becomes like a pet to the characters. You know it's just there so the studio can make toys and stuffed animals of it to sell. Jurassic World's version of Baby Yoda. Like I said, this franchise is out of ideas and it's all one big cash grab from beginning to end. The script is thin. It's a predictable and safe story. If you've seen any of the other films, you'll be able to predict the plot, beat by beat. The stakes are non-existent. Once you meet the cast, you know that the only people who are going to die are the extras. Remember when Muldoon died in the original movie? Or when Eddie got eaten while trying to save Ian and the rest of the group? In this movie, no one even remotely important is in any danger. You think anyone from the family's gonna die? Not a chance. Instead, the film comes up with some of the lamest contrivances to keep characters alive who should be dead. In one scene, a character wanders off on his own to take a piss and 2 raptors sneak up on him. Just as they get ready to strike, a pterodactyl drops out of the sky and kills them both. Convenient, huh? Once you realize that none of the main characters are gonna die, then what stakes does the story even really have? None. Everyone is an archetype instead of a character, like Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali's mercenary characters, both having emotional damage that immediately gets forgotten about the second the action starts. Mahershala Ali and Rupert Friend are the standouts and make the most of their paper-thin characters. Rupert Friend is essentially playing Martin Shkreli here. Scarlett Johansson just doesn't pull it off being a military leader, and I think she knows it too, which is why she looks like she's sleepwalking through her role. The movie even tried to set up a romance between her and the nerdy scientist to give her something more to do, and I just didn't buy into it for a second. Gareth Edwards does well enough as director. I've already mentioned that the story isn't great, but the look and visual effects of the film are well done. You'd think something like that would be obvious, but somehow CGI has gotten worse in Hollywood in the last 10 years. I will say I've always wanted to see a character gun down a dinosaur. It's always bothered me that it's never happened in any of the previous movies. Well, it finally happens here. It was good, but it still wasn't enough to save this. The best scene of the movie is the opening when the Xeno-Rex kills one of the scientists experimenting on it. It was like the beginning of a horror movie and raised my hopes for the rest of the film. So of course the movie ditches the horror and suspense, and over-relies on cheesy humor instead. It feels like I'm watching an MCU film. The Xeno-Rex doesn't even show up again until the last 5 minutes of the movie. After 6 movies, this franchise is really at a point where it needed to do something fresh. Instead of what the filmmakers delivered was another uninspiring, by-the-numbers, forgettable sequel. Just something to keep milking the franchise until it's dead completely. Which it might be after this movie. Unless they decide to send the dinosaurs to space next, then I think this movie might have finally killed the Jurassic franchise.